Alistair Gold talking about Djed Spence being a plan, is in the current plans rather. And I want to know, how do you feel about Djed Spence?
And a bum, just a fucking bum and a fucking idiot.
Sorry, I couldn't resist the opportunity. But some people are pretty upset with the prospect of Djed Spence being our next in line guy. Does that really echo aspirations? Ambition? Does that say that we're really trying to upgrade the position? Now, there is something to be said. Maybe Djed could be better than Emerson. Maybe not defensively, but at least going forward and being asked to do certain things at this club. Now, remember, Djed Spence was bought for an Antonio Conte system in which Antonio Conte immediately separated himself, saying, I don't know this fucking guy. Conte literally was Mariah Carey.
I don't hear you. I don't see you. You don't exist.
You don't exist to me. That's a club signing, is what he said. And then sent his ass on 800 loans, and he kind of didn't do well on some of those. Last year, more recently, was at Leeds, got sent home early. We sent him back on loan. Then Genoa said, Genoa what? I like this kid. He's got something to him. We'll give you 7 million euros. And we said, no, fuck your euros. All right? I ain't going to accept. Bro, we spent 20 something, I think, on him when we bought him. It was like 20 something. And they wanted 7 million euros. That was like 4 million pounds. What are we talking about? So they said no. And then Midlothian Hearts was like, wow, he cooked. But it's Midlothian Hearts. Can he do it versus this one? Can he do it versus this one? Now, people have had different assessments of Djed Spence. But for me, I've never once been like, I was actually really excited. I'm digressing a little bit because this girl's licking my hand. Can you please stop? When we signed Djed Spence, originally I was super excited because I did see that game where he was cooking against Arsenal when he played for Forest. It was the FA Cup, I believe it was. And he was cooking. And that was that one game, and we all got hype. I got very hype. And then I was looking at the profile of him, and I was like, wow, I really actually like this. He's got a lot of pace. He could be better than Emerson and Doherty, I think it was at the time. We had fucking Doherty, Emerson Royale, Serge Aurier. These are the right backs we've been fucking with the last few years. Serge Aurier, Emerson Royale, Matt Doherty. I'm sure there's one in there I'm probably forgetting. But for me, Djed Spence is not what that clip I just played. I've actually been very curious to see more from Djed Spence. I like what I think he could do. But again, that is what I think he could do. What he has done and proven thus far is that a lot of managers don't trust him. Most recently, Nathaniel Fark or Daniel Fark, the Leeds manager who just got bumped 3-0. He sent him home early because there was his attitude. He said he was late. He didn't like it, yada, yada. And those are things that Ainge wouldn't put up with. But the fact that we are even looking at and again, Alistair Gold, bro, this has been a rough summer for journalists and ITKs in general on Twitter because a lot of them have been selling out. Lest I play the here we go again. But Alistair Gold talking about Ainge Postecoglou has Djed Spence plan at Tottenham. I haven't even read this article or even looked at it, so I don't even know what it says in there. It says Djed Spence has impressed Ainge and the coaches. We knew that. We talked about that when that quote came out or whatever. Djed Spence wants to be a part of Tottenham squad. He sure seems like that. Again, his body language on the pitch specifically has been vastly different than it used to be when I saw him in the very minimal minutes that we saw him at Tottenham. Speaking of minimal minutes, how many minutes did we even see him in a Tottenham shirt? Because I feel like last summer we saw him in one preseason game. Here we go. Premier League, overall 6.45. That's not great. Hang on, let me take this comment down. But while I'm rambling on, y'all let me know what you think about Djed Spence. You want to give him a chance. He's 24 years old. 4 matches played, 5 minutes per game. So he had 4 matches in the Premier League 2 years ago. Did he have a Europa appearance with us? Or was that with someone else? I think that was with someone else. I I don't know. So not a lot. You haven't seen this guy a whole bunch, have you? Because I sure as fuck haven't. But the little bit that I saw of him before we signed him, I was actually excited about this signing because I was like, he can't be worse than Serge Aurier, Djed Spence, or Djed Spence, God damn it. It couldn't be worse than Serge Aurier or Matt Doherty, in my opinion. And Emerson Royale. God, we were really like struggling. What else does this article say? Spence has struggled for game time at Spurs since arriving 2 summers ago. That's for damn sure. You know, when the manager says, I didn't want this guy, but says transfer links to right backs such as Monaco's Vanderson and Manchester City's Issa Kabore, who spent last season on loan, are believed to be wide of the mark. So these rumors of these other right backs, it looks like they're being distanced, and we are saying it's okay. We've got even Archie Gray if we need to, who can play in that position. He played a lot of that last year for Leeds, so he can run a right back position. And again, these fullbacks, when they invert, they occupy areas of the pitch in which, midfielders would occupy. So Archie Gray should be right at home there. So Jamie Donnelly, I think, should be right at home there. But Ange Postecoglou, direct quote, says, I think with Djed, for me, we got him back into preseason and we're judging him on his merits. He is a Tottenham player. To be fair to him, I think he's been very good for us this preseason in terms of the way that he's trained and his general attitude. But a lot of these things are the players' hands themselves. They kind of decide their own future in many respects. I think Djed is in that boat. I think there's an opportunity for him for here, sure. Thinking about building a squad, he would definitely be somebody who could contribute with the attribute he has. I thought last year was a chance, but it didn't quite work out for those kinds of things. I think sometimes a player really wait for direction when they can really take control of their own direction. He added, Djed's here. He's a Spurs player. He's a very good player who fits into our football. So it's as much about him as it's about me making a decision. So this is a complete opposite of what Conte did. Conte was like, nope, I don't want him. And Ainge said that in his first year. I don't want him. Get him gone. Came back, and we're judging him based on his merits. And it looks like his merits are leading him down a good direction because the coaches and Ainge really like him. So isn't that nice for us? We might not even go and have to spend $40 million on a Vanderson, which is not even true. Issa Kabore, which I was actually kind of excited about the Issa Kabore links. I'll be really honest. I saw this in the sanctity of time. I saw this. Alistair Gold says, spoke to Ledley King, who was really good on Ashley Phillips and how he told the young Spurs defender he can help him with the one sit down and chat. He also spoke about Archie Gray and Lucas Bergvall. So these are, and I'm probably going to, it's dumb of me to say this. I should just continue to talk, but I'm probably going to clip this part and make it an upload. The previous part with Djed Spence and with Ashley Phillips, because my main 2 questions right now, for those of you watching this live stream right now, or if you're watching the playback video, are you giving Djed another chance at Tottenham Hotspur? And what do you think of Ashley Phillips? Have we been treating him unfairly? To me, I love the profile of Ashley Phillips. He's a big body motherfucker, young, bright individual. Everywhere he goes, really good things have been said about him. Plymouth Argyle, same thing. I like Ashley Phillips. I would like if he could have a chance around our squad. In our squad, we 4th, 5th. I mean, he can't be worse than Ben Davies. That's the way I see it. Again, the bar is in hell, but when it is in hell, you can still only try and raise it, and that's what I'm trying to do. He can't be as bad as Ben Davies, in my opinion. Shout out Ben Davies. He's been a servant, etc. But Ash Phillips, if he goes on loan, that would indicate to me either I don't know shit about Ashley Phillips and he's clearly not ready, or that Ange Postecoglou just doesn't see him as a possession-based center back, because the position he would play would be similar to Dragusin's, I believe. He's not a left-footed center back to my knowledge. Ashley Phillips is a right-sided center back. When he played at the academy, when I saw him, he played like 3 times with our academy. I'm going to try and look him up here, but Phillips is quite a popular name. There it is, Ashley Phillips. Right-footed, exactly. That's what I thought. So he would play, in theory, his heat map, right side. So Romero backup. Dragusin was also a right-footed center back, so he's kind of the Romero backup. For me, I would like him to get a chance around the first team. Is he good enough? I don't know. I can't answer that. I'm not there every day. But I would hope that we didn't just buy this kid to loan him out for 2 years now, and then next year be like, maybe we can get something from him. Maybe it's 3 years, because Vuskovic is going to be coming next summer from Croatia. So for me, we're going to start getting piled up with these really big ass center backs that we've got, and Ash Phillips and Luka Vuskovic, and we've got Mickey Van de Veen, and we've got Kuti Romero and Ben Davies. So a lot of center backs we're going to have next year to deal with. But I would like to see Ash Phillips given a chance. We're going to have a lot of games. Bless you. We're going to have a lot of games on our hand. Europe, FA, Carabao, Premier League. Kids are going to get minutes. And I think he should be one. Because what other fucking center back prospect do we have? Dorrington has been... Ainge has distanced himself from Dorrington. He wouldn't even give Dorrington 30 seconds at the end of matches to play. We have no one other than Ashley Phillips as the young... And Vuskovic coming from Croatia next summer. That's our youth at center back that we have to look forward to. So I would like to see what he could do. And let him fucking figure out, when you're teaching your kids how to swim, you fucking throw them in the water. That's just what it is. That's my opinion anyway. Obviously, you fucking supervise. You don't just throw them in the water like a Nirvana album cover. You help them get back to the surface if they can't manage it. But Baby's got an innate ability to do that. And I think baby Ashley Phillips might have an innate ability to do that. We can only find out. Dorrington has only just got back from a big injury. So yeah, that's never going to happen then. Phillips is the only one. Phillips gives me Rodin vibes. That's a shame. So he's destined for Leeds, which is a shame because he's a really good young defender and he deserves minutes. I agree. I would like to see him, if we're going to loan him to someone that we could look at his tape and say, this is verse, at least the Premier League, Does Ipswich need a center back? Who's coming up? Southampton? I can't even think of a Southampton center back name. Maybe he could start there. I don't know. Just a thought. Just a fucking thought. Oh, shit, my headphone's about to die. But for me, again, the question, what are we doing with Djed Spence? What are we doing with Ashley Phillips? I'm keeping Djed. I'm giving him a chance. I'm also trying to bring in another fullback that could play third, fourth option, depending how Djed is. Or Jamie Donnelly. Jamie Donnelly, Djed, maybe? I don't know. Skipping Davies to Southampton will be great. Pick up Saher. As far as Ashley Phillips, to me, can't be worse than fucking Ben Davies. Ledley King likes him. What does the article say? Is there any Ledley quotes about him? Ledley King likes him, though. Everyone at Plymouth Argyle liked him. Just in passing, not sat down and had the real opportunity to speak to him. So no, he didn't speak to him like this. But I'd like to go into the training center throughout the season and speak to some of the youngsters, especially defenders. People like Ashley Phillips. I do like him. I think he's got a lot of qualities. I spoke to him the other day and said, we definitely need to sit down and speak about your game, how we can progress it. That's something I definitely enjoy, especially with center backs. He's tall, he's quick, he's good on the ball. He says he's good on the ball. I wonder if Ainge agrees. If Ainge agrees, he's going to keep him around the team. There's definitely some good traits, but when you're young, it's good to just have a wiser head that can give you some pointers. I love Ledley King being around for that. Hopefully he can make him better. Archie Gray, too. What's that Beatles song? Take a sad song and make it better. So far, Ashley Phillips hasn't had much of a song at all at Tottenham Hotspur. So, I'd like to see him get a chance. But anyway, there's Vanderson highlights. Emerson Royale enjoying himself. Look at all these trophies he was like. He's like, wow.